You, I would you ask?
What? Thank you, gaming. I appreciate that. That is the plan. I mean, you know, speedrunning, grinding is a part of this hobby. There's no getting around it. You're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna cost you runs. And you can let it beat you, or you can keep going. I choose the latter. I'm not gonna let this game beat me. I love it too much. It's pretty rare to have aggro walking after that cutscene ends instead of skidding to a stop. I don't really know what causes it. Fortunately, it didn't mess me up. It can mess up my positioning relative to the shoreline in such a way that I would often bounce off this one little corner and go riding into the wall to the left. Okay, my spacing is completely fucked right now. Generally no gaming, I don't verify my own runs. It's just kind of skeezy if I do that. So if I have a run to submit, I just submit it and wait for Meows to do it. Cantonians or Spanzy could also potentially verify it, but I don't know if Spanzy has been active at all over the past like year and a half, and I haven't seen Cantonians around in forever, though I haven't checked to see when the last time he was online at speedrun.com was. But Meows would be on top of that if I had a run to submit. I should probably like talk to Meows about giving Plush my powers as well. Just because Plush is super involved with keeping track of people's times and things. I've been switching to the bow on Phaedra lately, it's weird. The swinging jump. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, Joe. Can you describe it more than that? Like swinging jump. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Help me out. Thank you, gaming. Oh, that would be a jump. Are we talking about like where his feet are hanging loose? And and like you tell him to climb up and he lets go with one hand and sort of swings it up. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about, that's just in some places when you grip onto something, there will be something for Wander to put his feet on, or there will not be something for Wander to put his feet on. And you get that thing where his feet are hanging free when there's nowhere for him to put his feet. So when you're hanging on to the lowest rung of Phaedra's tail, there's nothing for him to brace his feet on. That's why they're hanging loose like that. There's also, like, if you want to experiment with it, if you're curious, like, I don't know if you'd care enough to do this, but you could go out to the that first ledge below Valus's lair and just climb around on it. You'll notice that in some places Wander can plant his feet and in others he can't. Right? So it's just sort of dependent on where you're gripped onto, you know. Just varies by location, basically. Like, this is an example of the other thing. You'll notice that on this ladder, Wander can put his feet against this wall. Also, hello, Crossman. Nice, we're riding the tail. Well, it's funny you should ask that, Cross. That is the first Avion fight that has gone well all evening, and it went pretty well. I think I might lose a second or two, but I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, because the up on the tail probably cost me like 1 or 2 seconds. It's hard to say for sure, though. Actually, I'm gonna save time? Okay. I will take it. How did I save 3 seconds? Like I had kind of some shenanigans on his left wing as well, I don't know. And you know what it is that I recently incorporated that thing where you drop to his spine after the second wing. And that's a faster transfer, so presumably that's what's going on, is that I'm saving time there. Also, you know, there could have been like small optimizations in travel that I wasn't taking into account.
Yeah!
Yeah, I'll absolutely take it. We finally got a run past Avion. Did I even get a run past Avion on Wednesday? I don't remember. I don't think I did. Anyway, he's dead now. Let's fight Barba. good, Forrest.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
What? You'll notice how I didn't move there. It was the same spot, damn it. Keep calm and press R1. Oh yeah, the sigils, because the Colossus is moving around the way it does, the hitboxes for sigils will change their shape. And so, ooh, 8 seconds. So oftentimes when you're on like the very edge of a sigil, if the Colossus moves in a certain way, the hitbox will move out from under wander, because it will deform in such a way. It's really annoying that that happened the way it did, but it didn't really mess me up or anything. It just cost me a little time. Okay. I don't know why I lost speed there. There was a little bit of awkwardness when I was first entering the temple. You might not have noticed it because it's one of those minutiae things, but I messed up my roll chain, and so I had to roll. After I jumped out of the saddle, I had to roll twice to get into position to jump down towards the stairs. And after the first roll, I tried to roll again a little too early, and so I lost, you know, what, like a quarter of a second maybe, because I messed up that roll chain. So that was a little awkward. There are some optimizations that are possible when moving into the temple that I didn't get. Most notably, when you're crossing that series of 3 barricades, it's possible to jump from that little platform completely over the second barricade without touching it. And if you manage to do that, you save, you know, a couple of frames because you don't have that moment where Wander is colliding with the barricade and then you have to jump down. You just go completely over it. It's just, I have really no idea how to do it intentionally. I get it sort of randomly from time to time. But it involves essentially like making Wander jump in a certain posture such that his hitbox never touches the barricades. So that was a little bit of a mess up. We had to mess up with the first stab, or the second stab on Barba. And the back sigil was pretty good, but it could have been better. Because of the mess up on his head, I had to sort of play it really safe. Instead of just going for the transfer as quickly as I could, I had to just, where I said keep calm and press R1, that was me just sort of telling myself, the cutscene triggered, you can't see where you are, don't try to move, just hold on and wait for the cutscene to finish playing, you know, because like part of my brain was already saying we can still move towards his back, and like thankfully my better angels were like, no, don't try to do that. Because that cutscene where Barba breaks the wall, because I'm not playing on the PS2 NTSC version, I do still have control of Wander there. So conceivably I could have actually kept moving towards his back, but it would have been really dumb to try, and I probably would have fallen off him. Yeah, I think you need to ride farther away from the shrine to avoid that slowdown. Oh, why? I don't know what I did wrong, and I practiced this the other day. Hopefully I can still do Hydrus skip. I don't know whether or not he'll respond correctly. Thanks, Cross. I mean, yeah, it was definitely a good Barba slit. Saved 8 seconds, but, you know, you get into that mode as a speedrunner where all of the tiny little mistakes just get amplified in your head. And, you know, as for someone who doesn't actively run the game, it's pretty easy to miss those things. So, like, you get into this headspace where you're like, I just want to tell you everything that went wrong. For instance, on that Hydrus fight, what I was complaining about was the fact that I aggroed him incorrectly, and so he reached me much slower. And that's what is actually responsible for most of this time loss. I say time loss because I could have gotten, with the way that fight panned out after I actually got on him and the general travel section, I probably could have gotten pretty close to my gold split with that fight. It's just that I aggroed him incorrectly. I'm glad. You know, I tend to babble about that stuff a lot, and I hope that most speedrunning fans at least find that interesting. And I would think that most would. They'd be like, oh, I never would have noticed that that roll got screwed up. But yeah, it did. It cost me like, it wasn't even a lot of time, a couple frames, but you know, it was a thing that happened.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, that was funky. It's good to know that it's there. Basically, I lost contact with the shoreline briefly, so instead of rolling, I was swimming. And I didn't realize it until after I had tried the next roll input, so water jumped out of the water. Oh, that was dumb. Finally got a run with a good time to Cesarin, which is sort of what we should be shooting for with any given attempt right now, because I have a new strat for Cesarin. There's no guarantee that I can actually get it. But the more runs I can get this far with a decent time, the more chance we have of making some use of the new strat. Actually,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just terrible writing in general.
Yeah.
What's up, Hawk? See you later, dude. He just stopped by to say hello. It's like the hawk doesn't like to follow you across bridges. That's what it feels like. So you can trigger the state where he'll come down and start following you, but then as soon as you ride onto a bridge, he'll peel off. Comes from trying routing in this travel section that I haven't actually tested. I've just sort of done it by accident a couple times. Just trying to reproduce it. So shouldn't be much more than a few seconds of time lost though. The important thing is that we get the Cesarin right. Keep the run going, but this is a fairly large time loss. I'm also going to do rib strats because I'm not super confident that I can actually do leg launch without the delay in control. So the thing about retrying a fight at any percent conditions is that the game starts you off in what would be the start point for normal time attack. However, what's different, or very notably different, is that hold on. What's different is that in time attack on this version of the game anyway, at the start of the fight there is a delay before you actually have control of Wander. And in any percent, that delay actually doesn't happen. So when it comes to going for the new strat in time attack conditions, I am used to there being a delay before I have control of Wander. And if that delay isn't present, I'm not exactly sure how badly that would conceivably mess me up. Yeah, that's one of those things where it's actually much more noticeable that the game moves the Colossus when you kill it. It's very noticeable on Cesarin if you kill him inside the cave, because suddenly he's like 200 feet farther out. I'm going to have to do some more practice with him on any percent conditions, because I'm not exactly sure what went wrong there. It had something to do with the timing of when I started forward, I think. And I lost speed. It's a shame too, because I've been getting that strat very, very consistently in time attack lately.
Yeah.
So it really is a question of I need to go out there and 80% practice it in those conditions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for leg launch, when Cesarin is walking forward, the timing on when you start aggro moving is incredibly important. If you're too early or too late, you just will not be able to get the strat at all. And it's not even like excuse me, you have to be like 3 seconds too early or too late. It's like if you are a quarter of a second too early or too late, you're done.
Yeah.
So I definitely need to practice that some more at 80%.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Big time saves. Big time saves other than Malice. Let's see here. Not really much on Dirge. I have a potential 20-second time save on Celosia. Not much on Celosia. I have a potential 30-second time save on Phalanx. A potential like 10-20-second time save on Cenovia. Probably not that much, but it's there. It's not huge, but it's there. I have a potential like probably close to like 1 minute time save on Argus, but I have to get belt launch first try, first step, and a good climb up his chest after getting belt launch, and then I have to get like the plant on his head. Like it has to be a really good fight, but I could potentially save that. And then of course on Malice I have roughly a 30 to 60 second time save potentially. So I can definitely make up the minute. It's just that the rest of the run has to be damn solid. And at this point I do have to one cycle Pelagia. I don't think that I can absorb that time loss on Cesarin and 2 cycle Pelagia and still PB. I'm not confident that's even remotely possible at this juncture. I'll probably keep it going though. I haven't finished a run in forever, so unless this run just completely devolves into Crazy Town Banana Pants bad playing, I'm probably just gonna finish it. First we got a 1 cycle Dirge. Yeah, practicing Cesarin at 80%, I would have to... I have a save file loaded about halfway to him, and I have to load that file and ride out to him. That looked good. So this is one of the most likely potential time saves coming up, is getting cliff drop on Celosia. Three seconds on Dirge, I will take it. So cliff drop is a shortcut in the travel section for Celosia that I missed in my PB, and missing it loses about 20 seconds. So if I can get cliff drop and get a clean fight, we should save about 20 seconds on Celosia. Honestly, the time loss on Cesarin should have been less than that, but the second attempt, although I was able to complete the fight, it was a terrible fight, so. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Should have had a more well-developed visual cue for what the angle is for this ride. The angle passing along the Great Span, which is this bridge right here, towards Celosia's lair is actually a lot shallower than you would think it would be, because Celosia's lair is pretty far north.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Clutch.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can get this.
Yeah.
Wander was facing away from the cliff. It's worth noting that I will not actually lose time as long as the fight goes well. It's a shame too, I got it in my last run that got this far. It's pretty good positioning. Well, we're coming down with this particular attempt. Going down with him is technically faster. As long as you know how to get onto his back correctly. Hey, save 1 second. So the thing about the Zenobia fight is that once you knock him off the cliff and he's down there on the ground stunned, he will stay down there stunned until there's like 3 different things that can cause him to stand back up. One is that Wander is down there with him. The other is that you shoot him with an arrow. And then the other one, I believe, is... I guess you could say this is the same thing as Wander being down there with him, but if you jump down onto him, that will also cause him to stand up. So the thing about whether or not you get knocked off the cliff, if you don't get knocked off, or you only get knocked to the middle level, you have time to drop the sword and then like gauge the angle on your jump, because Celosia won't be standing up, right? He's down there stunned, and you've got a little breathing room to be like, okay, where am I? Where is he? What angle do I need to jump at? If he knocks you down there with him, it's faster because you reach his sigil, like a second, 2 seconds faster. But because you're down there on the ground with him while the cutscene is playing, when the cutscene ends, Celosia will immediately start to stand back up. So you have to know how to correctly jump at him in order to get onto his back and get the plant. Which is a little harder than it sounds. You may not have noticed this, but when I jumped at him right there in that attempt, I actually clipped through his body at first, and then I got lucky because I managed to collide with like the other side of him, and so that allowed me to turn around and get onto his back correctly. But it's very possible if like you jump too early or the wrong timing or whatever to just go straight through Celosia's body, because like I guess when you're first coming out of the cutscene, there's no collision on his model or something, like very briefly. Maybe. I don't know if that's really what's going on, but like I have on a couple of different occasions just jumped right through him because I was like, okay, I'm down here with him, I better jump right at him, you know, kind of thing. No push skip, boys. So you get cut into a cutscene, what do you mean? Oh, as in like Wander was visible while the cutscene is playing when he normally wouldn't be? Yeah, that happens from time to time. Actually, a lot of times during the Colossus's death scene, if you watch the spot on the Colossus that Wander was gripped onto at the end of the fight, you can see Wander sort of flop around up there. This incredibly suboptimal swimming section has been brought to you by Neurotaku. Neurotaku, the finest in crappy speedruns that have to get reset. Sure, now I one-cycle Pelosia. Oh, I see what you mean. You lose some time here, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure my PB's Pelosia fight was a gold split. I don't know if I can get 111 back in the last 5. Or however many there are left. Yeah, 5, 4. My last 4. I have to get the Phalanx opening, I think. Well, I guess if I break even on Phalanx and Zenobia and get really good Argus and Malice fights, then it's still possible. And bird. Well, let's see if we can get the Phalanx opening. So it's worth noting that Phalanx is one of those colossi that I never practice. I have literally not fought Phalanx since the last time I came out here in a run. So this could go any number of different ways. Yes and no, Crossman. Pelagia in any percent, because you're skipping the cutscene immediately, will always give you the opening that you just saw, where you can jump to his face. In normal time attack, you can get that opening, but you have to let some of the cutscene play, the cutscene that shows Pelagia waking up. You have to let it play for like 20 seconds or something in order to get that opening, because for whatever reason, at least in time attack, Pelagia's position and behavior at the start of the fight is dependent upon how much of the cutscene played. So you can also get like 3 other openings based on when you skip the cutscene. Other than that, not really any difference. You start off in a different position on the platform. And obviously in any percent I can start off the fight with any weapon equipped that I want. I start with the sword because in the Pelagia fight, before I can do anything else, I have to steer him to the gazebo, which involves slashing his teeth. So like if I want to switch to the hand or the bow, like switching the bow would be bad. If I switch to the hand, it wouldn't do anything because I'm just going to take the sword back out when I slash his teeth. So, you know, it doesn't really matter, but at least I have the option of switching to a different weapon if I want to. In older strats where I used the bow at the start of the fight, that was actually kind of helpful. Because I could just have the bow out. Okay, I got all 3 sacks. No, I messed it up. I don't know. I may have undercharged that. I don't know. Which would be really unfortunate. Okay, good. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a really weird speed loss. Like, I was barely even looking at the screen. I might not have noticed.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he means that his dog ate a bunch of sand.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh, wow. And your dog found it. It's dumb. Why would you throw a hamburger patty down in the sand? It's just gross and wasteful.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
failed Kazi jump twice now. There we go. Shoutouts to Bobby Kazi. I am losing time here. But at least I got up. Yeah, Wander's name is just something that you find out. Like, I believe the original PS2 version had, like, a manual that came with it, and I would presume that it was mentioned in there, but it's never actually said in-game. Mono's name also is never spoken. Hopefully I don't actually ever hit stone here. Games like you what, Neuro? Losing quite a bit of time, actually. Hopefully I don't ever hit stone here. Plank. Can I still PB? Yes. My Argus and Malice have to be, like, damn near perfect. If there was ever a time to get first step Argus, now is that time. That was pretty funny. Like, seriously. I hope I don't hit stone here. The very next stab hits stone. The third time in this run that I've lost speed on that exit strat without knowing why. And I'm a little upset about it. I think it's worth noting that I can still very conceivably get sub 130, which would only be the third run ever to come in under an hour and a half. So that would feel good. Yeah, other than Pelagia and Zenobia, it's been pretty solid so far. Or not Pelagia, Cesarin and Zenobia. I lost time on Pelagia, but that's because my PB's Pelagia was really strong. It was really good. Also, I had a lot of very suboptimal travel. A solid chunk of that, whatever it is, 12 seconds is in travel. Through the door. Breathe. Fourth time in the run I've lost speed on the stairs without knowing why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, there is a chance. I can PB. I have to get a really solid malice fight though. I can't make too many mistakes in travel either.
Yeah.
But yes, I can save 40 seconds on malice.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Though it's worth noting that I need
Yeah.
at least 5 seconds for the minimum time that I want. So it's 39 plus 5 is 44. I can save a second or two on the dormant split if that goes really well. But we're gonna put it all on the mouse split, can I save 44 seconds? Yes. Yes, I can.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
I don't know how audible the breathing is, but I can actually feel my hands trying to shake a little bit, so I do need to actually try to calm down.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
That speed loss was expected. There should be another one coming up here in a second. Right about here.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Breathe. Aggro! Here we go. Alright, now we just need my power and my internet to continue working for 2.5 minutes. This is very likely a high 127. One archery and one archery only, gentlemen. Now go away. And don't turn around again. Okay. The world record, as it stands at this moment, is 128.14 by Sheraton. Come on. That is a new world record.